Hello and welcome to episode 156. I did not actually count, but I think that's where we are of the weekly recap. We are in double different situations. Good day, Madalena. How are you?
Good day, Rick, and hello, community. I'm doing good. We are in Frankfurt today and flying to Berlin later on. So we decided it's Tuesday and we decided to do this a bit earlier because we're going to have like a super full schedule. But it's exciting because we are going to see AZ, we are going to see Nikki. So really happy about that. And also today we have so much to share, like we were talking about it a bit earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, everything's special about this week.
Yes.
I don't want to tell everyone what we're doing, especially in Berlin, but the Veeam 100 is that group is very interested to what we might be looking into in Berlin. I'll leave the clues right there. And then we've got some meetings with customers and stuff. So we got a very interesting week ahead of us. But I got to tell everyone, I am so happy. And maybe you can see it in the side there. I've got my luggage. My luggage didn't arrive until just now. And, it's funny. Those of you who know me know that I always check my luggage and I very confidently say I've never been burned. Well, I had to wait 24 hours for my bag, but it came. So it was just a precarious situation. But anyways, I'm a happy guy and I smell great now.
Yeah,
So that's great.
that's good. That's
All
good.
right. So you were right, Maddie. You ready to jump in? We've got a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff today.
All right.
Yes,
So
let's go for
let's
it.
find the No, that is not right. I am sharing the wrong thing. Sorry about that. I want to share the whole screen and not the individual window. Okay, so first up is Double E with event forwarding goodness of using Microsoft Sentinel with Veeam's new 12.1 event forwarding. Oh, I've got many opinions here, Maddie, but what caught your eye on this one?
Oh, I'm looking forward to hear your opinions. But yeah, uh, first of all, never heard that expression before, digital immune system. So I kind of say that that's so cool. I'm going to start using it. I really love it. Having it right there in the title, and then he's using it as well in the article. So we are going back here to V12.1, talking about one feature we haven't discussed yet, or at least we might have mentioned it, but Eric is going through like a low level situation in here. And he's talking about syslog support. And as Eric mentions, this creates kind of new opportunities for customers to incorporate VBR's application events and malware signals into their broader security architecture and workflows to fortify their digital immune system. Eric takes us through how syslog support works with Microsoft Sentinel, as you mentioned it in there. What is Microsoft Sentinel? That's the Microsoft Cloud's native SIEM. Specifically, how to set up the VBR to send events to Microsoft Sentinel. And then there is a great demo in there. And yeah, watch out. There is a part 2 as well coming soon. And what Eric is planning to do with that is show us how to set up the analytics of it. So I think overall is really good article. Now let's hear your opinions, your mixed feelings on that.
No, not mixed. Just I have opinions.
Oh, you
And
just have opinions.
yeah, I have
Okay,
opinions.
okay,
And first
okay.
of all, thank you, Eric. And what I really like is that Eric's spending a lot more time in the Azure Sentinel part because when we had launched all these security ecosystem capabilities, Maddie, I was actually really curious. Is it Veeam's mission in life to tell all these stories? Not really, but Eric is doing this on the community, and that's really helpful because you'll see so much thus far is really Azure Sentinel information with the Arc agent and all these other things. But it's funny because all of that just goes down to this: the event forwarding syslog server setup. That is then what is happening in Veeam backup and replication, part of Veeam Data Platform. So the the setup is actually very easy from a Veeam standpoint. But when we think about the community, and I say the lowercase c community, the thousands and thousands, and that's a hint to something we're going to talk about here in a second. This is very important because the Veeam part is easy. It's all this other Azure Arc stuff that we might not know. And doubly big thank you for committing already to part 2. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's one way to get you on the recap twice, is part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that as well.
I'm going to have to, actually, now that I think about it, I think Eric has presented at VeeamON. I think I need to upgrade his badgery, but we'll come back to that. But anyways, next up is this guy named Jeff. And what the heck is he talking about here?
Does everyone knows Jeff by now? If not, you should. But yeah, Jeff is again talking about his home lab setup. I think he did like a setup a few weeks ago, and now he's kind of redoing it, adding, removing things. So this is quite interesting in here. He just did like a few adjustmts, as he said, like using Kasten, I'm migrating my wiki applications, Wiki.js, from Proxmox to Synology, from a single node K3s setup to a similar setup on Synology. So he's going really low level on his demos and sharing each step on how he's doing it, what system he's using, operating system. I think he's going for Linux in here. He's using Ubuntu, and he's giving all these kind of technical details in here. And I think this is great in case anyone else wants to set it up in this way. Or what I want from Jeff now is kind of to give us, after he's using it and after he's finishing with this setup, to just give us like feedback on how things are going. That would be great. But yeah, overall, great article as always.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff is I need to come up with a better way to say this, but the Renaissance tinkerer, he really wants to go through these things, document it, learn, everything from pulling Kasten off of the Helm charts and then running it into a policy here. This is great. I mean, this is migration, and this is a super popular topic nowadays. And so, Jeff, I just can't thank you enough for this stuff. I mean, you're hitting all kind of these, migration, Proxmox, and then Synology, micro Kubernetes. This is great stuff. Just keep it up. And by the way, Jeff, congratulations, both Vanguard and Legend status renewed for this year, which we'll talk about that here in a second. All right, now my man Shane has something up, and whoa, this guy, got opinions here too. What caught your eye on this one, Maddie?
So yeah, first of all, I have to say this is a really great article, Rick. Congratulations on that, Shane. I went over it. It's a long article. You have to be patient to read it, but I promise the information he's sharing is actually very relevant and really like good, especially for Veeam in general, for product management team, for our team as well, because it's just feedback on malware detection, one of the security features implemented in V12.1. And my opinion, and I think we are sharing this opinion, feedback, good or bad, basically positive criticism or like review is always welcomed, because that's how we are learning. That's one of the things that Veeam 100 people are helping us, is always giving us feedback. So we are very appreciative on that. So I encourage other community members to do the same. So he's talking here about the fact that, of course, the malware detection feature is version 1, and he's testing it, and he's finding some limitations on, but not only him. He's also like, if you go to the comments, there are other community members that are sharing his opinions. And he said, like, I went to the forums and I did like a deep dive to see what other people are saying as well about their experiences using malware detection. And he's like putting together, and he's documented all that. He's even sharing those two links in there. I can see Scott is kind of sharing the same opinion as well. And I think this is really, really great what you did in there with that low-level explanation, Shane. And there is one particular paragraph that I really liked in there. I don't know if we're going to be able to find it throughout all that, but it might just be there. Yeah, the last one there. He says, like, Veeam's malware detection is not an isolated tool to detect potentially malicious vectors on your machines, but a complementary tool to other security systems and protocols you should already have in place. And, like, you should install that malware management and configurations decisions should be based on your virtual inspections and scan results. So I really like that part in there. So yeah, overall, really, really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Shane, for doing that deep dive in there.
Shane, indeed, Madalena, I echo everything you've got here. Just to give you perspective, Shane, I just did one of the most popular ever Veeam.com webinars on this very topic. And I was going to actually put a link in the comments, say, hey, if anybody wants to watch this, there's a great supplement, click here. But Shane, you covered everything I covered. You're taking my job from me. The only thing I'm going to add to this is a little bit more context. Is when the file system is under discussion here, especially the file system analysis right here. The only thing I want to add right there, which does require, by the way, the file system indexing on the backup. Here's a trick for everybody. If you do veam.am/butler. So
Butler.
Butler. Yeah, Butler, the Butler API. The only thing I'll add here is that if you ever want to see what the files are that the file system indexing are doing, you can go to the Butler API and you'll see that this API changes often. Right now it's on version 64, but there are there were thousands, I don't remember, it's either 4 or 40,000 different things in here, and any ransomware you can think of. Like here's one that was popular a couple years ago, at least from the file system activity. That's different than the first option that Shane explained. And then the next question you're going to say is, well, what about environments that don't have internet access, right? You can actually then go to KB 4514. All right. So KB 4514 is the nice supplement to an environment that doesn't have internet access. This is the only thing I would add to your content, Shane. And basically, you can download this file, suspiciousfiles.xml. And by the way, the Butler API is mentioned right there. But KB 4514 would allow you to put that list of files onto the file system so you can get that logic without being connected to the internet. And the number one rule of that is do not modify the suspiciousfiles.xml file, because that's the first thing the threat actors, the malware, is going to do. And so this file is digitally signed to protect against that. But Shane, outstanding post. I have nothing to add. That was fantastic.
That's great. And now we're going to move to special department news. And I feel like we are breaking the rule of the rule.
Yeah. Anybody looking at home knows I still have a bunch of tabs open. So that blows my cover. But yes.
We don't have a rule, but I feel
there's
like
no rule for
breaking
special
it.
department. But first up is Safiomo. And this one I had a hint it was coming, but what's going on here?
So basically, initially, this was a post on registration, and I think you want to give us as well some updates. But before we go to that, what I wanted to say is like, Safia is adding to this registration information that, there is a contest, and if you're going to go and share one moment from the past 9 years of Veeam that stands out with you, and you're going to share it on your social media, just use the hash bounce forward throwback. Sophia is mentioning it in there in that paragraph. You have the chance to win a pair of custom shoes, and this contest is going to close March 15. So you kind of have to hurry up on that. But I'm pretty sure there are so many people that, have like a lot of special, funny moments at Veeam. So, it would be great to have a pair of custom shoes. Unfortunately, this is not for internals. So
Yeah. So even though I can't win, I am gonna play because I have something to share. We'll just have to see what I share. So I will share something here with let's see here. Bounce forward throwback. That's messes with my mind, forward and throwback. But
yeah,
I will try.
long.
I will get something out there. I've got something to share. It's actually already public on YouTube, but I'll at least elevate it. Awesome. Thank you, Safiomo. And yeah, Veeam's coming up. Last week, I had a little workshop with the content team. We got probably half, 2/3 of the content identified. There's some really solid content coming for Veeam, everyone. Probably March 18th, if I had to be guessing in specific, that would be, I think, a Tuesday. And basically, that's a Monday, they're going to launch the website with the first content agenda at a glance. So it's coming, it's happening. Get ready. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone is excited for it. So,
all right, we got 2 Madi specials. Which one is up? We got a winner? Do we have a winner? That's right.
we have a winner. Congratulations, Marco Fabri. I mean, you set up yourself for success with that amazing article, on ransomware that said it all. I really enjoyed it. I voted for it. I have to admit it. I don't know if you did, Rick, but that was really great. So congratulations on that, Marco. Really nice. And then moving forward from that, we have a special edition. I put some notes in there, as you can see. We have a special edition coming in March. There is actually like a full post on that we have it next. And we're going to have a contest on, for the blog of the month in March is dedicated to World Backup Day. We're going to have a lot of other activities. We're going to have a live stream with the community as well. We're going to, Jason and Dave are going to have a live stream. They're going to talk about some stories. He posted as well at the community hub, and he's going to share some stories from the community as well. But here I shared a little bit of, personal story from one of my travels in India when I lost kind of my laptop and I had all my pictures in there. So if I only backed it up at that point, now I would have my memory. So I kind of wanted to encourage everyone to share their stories with us on how they used. Yeah, exactly. Sad face. But I wanted to encourage everyone to share their stories of using backup, have save their bacon, because that's a good expression. I like it. I always like it. Or on the contrary, they had a situation when they could have, had their data saved, or, had a situation even worse than that, not like some photos, but like, a situation in a company where they lost data, and that means a lot of money that company lost. So just share with us some stories on that. And at the end of March, we're going to select, let's see if it's going to be 6. If we're going to have a lot of good stories, we might go for 7 or 8. And we're going to have this contest at the beginning of April. Somebody's going to win $100 vouchers, and you might get featured as well in Jason's live stream on April 2nd. So I think you have all the reasons to participate in.
A lot of incentives. I actually have a story. I know I can't win, but I might at least motivate people also to share. I'll see what I can do because it's a different view. But I'll see if I can get one in as well. So good
Don't
stuff.
do that to me. I hate it when I see myself.
No, it was a wild mouse click. I'm sorry. It happens to the best of us, man. All right. It's hard to like talk, zoom it. I only have one screen today. You know how hard it is.
That's difficult for sure.
Another piece of featured content from Madalena is a big milestone. Last week we talked about Nicola's milestone with the Vanguard program, not to be undone by the Legends. So we got a great class here.
Yes, a really great class. It's 28 members of the Legends program in the half part of this year, because as you know, like Legends happens twice a year. The selection of Legends happens twice a year. So the next one is going to be in August. It's really great to, to have so many people happy, sending back, some appreciation messages and posting their joy on different social media. We've seen that in the past few days since we announced the members of the Legends program. So this is very, very motivational as well for us. So I really love this time of the year when we do that.
Yeah, it blows up your phone, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
And a couple of points here. One, congratulations to all these people, and then especially, Carrie, who now is in both programs, which that's not easy to do. There's a different set of criteria for both, and then Danny from the forums, and then Alessandro, net new. One thing I'll just tell everyone across both programs, I mean, I look at it as, I use the phrase disciplined growth. It's not crazy, it's not wild, it's disciplined. And, we don't have an infinite amount of space for the opportunities in these programs. But what we do is, give these opportunities. And I know a lot of people want to be one of the programs, and sometimes they don't understand the difference between a Legend and a Vanguard or the Veeam MVP, for example. In fact, sometimes you'll even see it on their, their individual things, Legend, Vanguard, and MVP. But that being said, it's the simplest answer to explain it is Vanguards are ones on their external properties, their blog, their GitHub, their podcast, etc. And the Legends are ones who bring the best influence to Veeam properties, the community hub, user groups, the forums, etc. So, the easiest way in is rock the leaderboard right here. That's the easiest way to do it. So,
exactly.
Big welcome to this group here. Hot month here. We got 4 active tiles going on. It's nice. But congratulations to all of
and
those.
I changed a bit the format, as you can see.
I see. I like it. We'll see. I might change it tomorrow or when I. So it's funny. A lot of times I'll change something and she'll change it back, friends. I'm not making that up. So we sometimes do that. All right. Next up, I can talk to this one because I'll be there.
On next more.
Yeah, next week in Boston, in the USA, we're going to have a Veeam user group. And it's going to be at one of our reseller partners, Presidio's, at their facility in Woburn, Mass. And got a few Veeamers and such that are going to be there. So really encourage y'all to check it out. Greg is going to be there as well. One thing I'll highlight is that we're always looking for leaders, whether it's in Boston in particular, I think there's a need there, or if, across, dare I say the world, but definitely in the USA, because that one's getting kind of scaled and consistent right now. But, if you're interested in being a leader, I want to say just message Madalena, but I need a better answer than that, Maddie. What do you recommend if someone's interested?
I mean, DM me would be great, or Safia for sure. And let's have a conversation. I usually set up a call, explain what a leader position would mean. I would just give details on that. We would discuss ways on how to do this best Yeah, let's just have a conversation. That's the way. But to start with, yeah, just DM me or Safia, and we can go from there. We'll give you all the necessary information.
Yeah, that's a good point, because there is some expectations, but there's also some resources provided to each leader. So yeah, indeed. So I'll be there, as well as some people from my team and extended Veeam team. Not to be undone by one in the Czech event, and I guess this is online event, and we've got Boris and Antonin, new name for me. So they will be hosting one. And by the way, thank you, Boris. You're also super involved, super consistent in all of this. So I'm happy for him. But looks like it's definitely going to cover a lot of 12.1 stuff. I did a quick translation here. A rare guest. That sounds like a Jeff title, a rare guest of Object First and such. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, even if you don't get to see how many people registered in here, because it's an external page, I think they did it like with a different registration tool. There are about 70 people that already registered for this one, which is really, really great. And yeah, Antonin is not new. Actually, we had, if you remember, after the Veeam 100 summit last year, we actually had an in-person BUG Czech Republic.
Oh, that's why the name sounds familiar. I just didn't remember the picture.
And Antonin was there, so he's our new leader, and he's been very helpful as well. And I want to thank actually Nicola for supporting all that. She's a really big part of setting up all these kind of events and helping out with the Czech Republic BUG. So thank you, Nikki, for that.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Okay, I have something important. Our last piece of special department news. If you look at our website, we don't have who's new today because we have something better. Look at this, Madalena.
That's amazing, Greg.
Holy
really like to see that number.
Yes. And I remember even back with Ksenia, we would be like, hey, you know, it'd be like celebrating these milestones. This blows me away. And we want to celebrate.
This is a big one.
This is a big one. And I want to celebrate Mr. and Ms. 20,000. And so we had Madalena just a moment ago. You know, we can sequence them out based on when they sign up. And literally today, when we're recording, Edvi Holzenbogner, we're in Germany. It sounds like a German name. Oh, it is German. How ironic. How
funny is this?
That's awesome. So anyways, not to kind of freak you out, but we're going to give you a badge. We're going to welcome you big time with a shout out, this username here, Edvi Holzbogner. And it was just meant to be, Maddie, that it was in Germany the week that we are in Germany.
Absolutely. And this is great.
Yeah, I was super excited to cross that milestone. So I don't know if we want to make a special badge, but at a minimum, Alfred's pick.
I think we're gonna give away the Alfred's pick. Yeah, it's gonna be just a different situation, but we are not gonna create a new badge.
Well, because then I think the creative team's gonna be like, why?
Yeah, they're gonna hate us. We can't do that. But yeah, he's getting the badge. I'm just gonna do it in a moment.
I think so, but I'm telling you, it's meant to be. That it was from Germany, and actually, Germany's a really strong market for Veeam. It's one of our top country markets worldwide, like in the top 3 of country worldwide. We're the very, very good team here. So
that's true. And if you think about, that's what we were discussing. Like when I joined Veeam, Veeam user group Germany with like Michael Melter, Falco, Tobias, they were the ones that consistently organize an in-person event, virtual event. So we have a very strong community in here. And just want to be grateful for that as well, you know, and thank the guys for keeping that consistency as well. And look at us now, how many Veeam user groups that are active and doing a lot of great things around the world. But it started with them.
Yeah, indeed. And so it's great to see the communities around the world, you know, established, growing, new, you name it, I love it. Love it. All right. So yeah, other than that, nothing's going on. So
Yeah, nothing at all.
I think we'll be in
Um,
normal circumstances next week, but I do have another trip, so I might have to make it really early or do it from the airport. We'll see.
yeah, so
But
not that normal, but
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But anyways, thank you so much, Madalena, for curating the content here today. And what a solid list. And Shane, I really think that inline malware, that was fantastic. That was awesome. Because like when I really have nothing to add, it's like that is community.
It's like blowing
That,
away.
yeah,
Like,
exactly, exactly. All right.
yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you next week on 157 some way, somehow. Have a good weekend.